Hello Jack, what's the difference between introverted and shy? I'm gonna tell in this video what I believe those things mean. Doesn't mean that I will give the same definition that people usually do or that you would find by making a research. And the reason is that I believe, after overcoming shyness and anxiety myself, after teaching other people to overcome social anxiety, shyness, sometimes in as little as 2 weeks, and my experience reading books about psychology, recent research, tell me that those concepts, at least in the mainstream, in the pop culture, are completely flawed. And in fact, even the foundation, even the basis of those concepts in psychology are extremely shaky. Let's start with introversion. What is introversion? Is a psychological construct. Doesn't exist. The brain doesn't work like this. There is not something called introversion in the brain. Is just a mass of neurons with connections. It's a model, and you learn how to act with your experience, with your life, and there's also obviously a little bit of genetic. There is something that we know is true in psychology, is its reinforcement. You do something, it works, it gets reinforced, and you have more chances to do it after. People who easily talk with other people, who easily start conversations, are people who did it in the past. They saw great results, and so they continued. And in fact, that's exactly what I teach. It's in my book, The Extrovert Switch. It's what I teach my clients. How to have those great moments so that then you want to interact with other people. How to do so that you have them. And once you have them, it changes your personality. Because what works, what gives great results, gets reinforced. And having positive interactions with people, it's one of the biggest reinforcer psychology. Social validation. We all love social validation. And that's why now I will ask you to subscribe to this channel and to like the video. It's so that I can feel this great sense of social validation. Thank you. So, introversion. Yes, if you read stuff, you will read that, yes, some people, they get their energy when they're alone. Other people, they get their energy when they're talking with other people. But the truth is, everyone gets energy in both of these situations if they feel safe. It's what they want to do. They're not forced in any way. They feel aligned with who they are. They can express who they are. If those things are here, you will get energy. It's not the fact that you are with other people or not who gives you energy. It's how you interpret the situation, how you behave. But of course, if the notion of introversion, extroversion is talked about so much, it's not because it's true. It's because it's a nice story. It's a very simple story, and it seems to fit our lives. It seems to fit our lives. But no one is introverted in all situations. It's contextual. Even the biggest introverts have environments where they feel safe, topics when they can talk about for hours, people with whom they feel great with and keep talking and talking. Some people can do that in more situations, and we call them extroverts. In fact, this is trainable. It's what I put in my book. Again, little advertisement for the book. The method is in my book. Something that can be spread. It's just a habit. It's also skill. And it's on top of the most important thing. It is something that requires many experiences with positive results to get reinforced. So that's what it is. Introversion is just a story, a simple approximation of a story, but it's not something real. How is it measured? Just a few words. How is it measured? by asking questions. You ask questions and then you aggregate the results. And usually you ask questions such as, are you someone who talks to many people? If you're in a new situation, do you talk with other people? And then you aggregate the results. But the answer to these questions depend on many different things. If you currently feel great in your life, you will most likely be more talkative. Though the reason why it's so sticky is that introversion and extroversion, there's some stability. If you ask people at a certain point in their life, and then a few years later, there's a big correlation between the two. And this is flawed, and it's actually how all personality traits are measured. It's flawed because it assumes that it's something real because there are not much variations. In fact, the only thing that it means is that if you answer in a certain way to the questions that mark you as an introvert, chances are you will not change that much in the future. And this is typically the case, not changing when you don't know you can do it or if you don't want to do it. If you're someone who never did sports in the past, if I ask again in 5 years or in 10 years, how many chances are there that you become sportive? Probably not many. Does it mean that being sportive or not is something that's ingrained in yourself, in your personality, in your capabilities? Or does it just mean that you didn't want to start? You were lazy. You didn't have a reason to start. And can I tell you in this example, I also became very sportive in the recent years. And I became also very extroverted. And what I followed to get there is just changing my behaviors. If you know you can do something different, and if you want to do something different, and if you get great results while doing it, social validation, feeling great after exercising, big muscles, then you will have more motivation to continue. What's shyness though? Shyness is a bitch. Because what does it mean to be shy is a behavior. There's someone, I'm not going to talk with them. But it's not just a behavior. There's also a feeling, right? If you're shy, there's a reason you don't talk with other people. Ooh, the pressure. Ooh, the discomfort. But the problem is, instead of seeing it as what it is, an emotional reaction to a new situation, interpreted by the brain as a potential threat, overcomable, it's not because something is hard that you can't do it. Instead of seeing as what it is, you integrate it in your personality and you say, this is who I am, the shy one. And that's when you lose the game. Never tell yourself you're shy. You can say, I acted shy at that time, yes. But never say, I am shy. What does it mean? I am shy. I can't change. Oh, for me it's not possible. It's my personality. It's who I am. It's so foundational to who I am. I cannot change. That's what you say when you say you're shy. Is just the result of a behavior. But stick into the personality, and that's where the big mistake is made. You can always choose to act differently. How you feel and how you act, those are two very different things. If you have the fear of spiders, and pretty sure that everyone has it to some degree. If you tell yourself you're arachnophobe, then the slightest spider, impossible, you will run away. If you tell yourself, yes, there is this fear of spider, but if I want to, if I have to, if I choose to, I can face a spider. It's the same. If it's identity, you fix it. But if you see it as what it is, an emotional reaction in a certain situation, then you can act, then you can change, then you have the power. If you like this video and you didn't yet subscribe to this channel, you can do it now. You can also like the video, of course, leaving a comment. That would help a lot. Obviously, the algorithm, as you know, loves comments. If you still doubt about buying the book, well, I don't know. Tell me what you want to know so that you get the damn book. Because the content is very powerful. And To be honest, I'm pretty sure it would be extremely valuable for absolutely everyone. Even people who don't identify as shy at all, even people who don't have the slightest social anxiety, if they follow what's in the book, they will also get an insane amount of power. See you, bye bye.